Good morning. My name is Tinya, and I am doing this recording after my first day of a 2-hour meditation. And I have done some meditation in the past before, and usually guided. And I always had a story that my mind wandered too much. But I've come to learn through listening to other people and doing some reading that that's part of it, is your mind wandering. So I've committed myself to doing at least 100 days. We'll see how that goes, but that's my intention, is 100 days of 2 hours of meditation each morning. And my purpose for doing it is that I am at a place in my life where I've realized that I've done a lot of work on releasing stories and releasing of different things from the past. Worked through illnesses and different things that I knew came up because of emotions and, stuck, deep held feelings and emotions that I hadn't released from different situations and experiences that had happened in my past. And I know there's a lot still to do. I know that a few different things pertaining to money, I seem to be in a place where I still haven't grasped that whole relationship with money and allowing money. I seem to continue to repel or avoid or give it away, really. And I'm at a place where I'm changing that. So I'm feeling that meditation is going to allow me to do that, to get a grasp of whatever that is and let that go. And also just some different things with my parents, specifically my mom. So I know that there's some things that have been stuck deep inside that it's time to let go of and forgive and move on from for myself and for people around me. So that's the reason for doing it. So the 2 hours today, how did it go? It was interesting. About 30 minutes into it, I felt like, okay, I'm good. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it's only been 30 minutes. I have, another hour and a half to keep going. So I used music, meditation music, that's not guided. I do have a lot of construction going on outside my house right now. So I felt that that would allow me to have some background noise to stay at least in it. And there were a lot of different things that came up. Some of it were stories of, different things that are actually happening in my life right now, especially with my sons. Just spent some time thinking about where they're at and what's going on in their world, and worked through some forgiveness of myself as their mom. And, there's a few different stories that came up in my mind about, things that had happened and, maybe how I was when I was going through my divorce. I wasn't always present with my kids when they were babies and little. And I had some really huge realizations with my former husband about not feeling seen by him. And the interesting thing is, I think that that has been a common theme in my life with, dad, my biological dad, leaving when I was little, and that sense of that I grasped the hold of rejection and abandonment. And then it followed through with my, my stepdad, my chosen dad, when my parents divorced, feeling unseen and unheard by him, and relationships I chose. And then I chose a husband who was distracted, and I was seen as sort of his trophy wife, as opposed to, he didn't really see me. He really didn't love me. And I just had the realization and acknowledgement that I never saw me and I never loved me. So how could I ever attract that in someone if I wasn't that for myself? And that was huge. That was a big realization for me in this meditation. And so I'm really grateful for that. So I allowed myself to let that all come up. I can feel that there's still some releasing on that to do, yet that was a huge that was huge to acknowledge. And forgiveness of myself for not being there for myself and for not um, allowing someone, um, to come up in that way. So there's, and forgiving him, that was, he never signed up for that. So how could he do wrong if he didn't even really know what he was signing up for? So letting that go, that was huge. That's a huge realization. And then when it comes to my kids, just, forgiving myself for not being there and being present, for not stepping up into my role as their mom and not believing that am, and, that I was who they needed in their lives at that point in time. And just really stepped into forgiving myself for that. And I prayed and asked God for their safety and their, and thanking him for being with them, especially my youngest at this time in his life when there's not there's not certainty for any of us. Yeah, there's some uncertainty for him right now, and just, for God to be with him as he goes through this time in his life. So that was some of what came up for me. And then really about money, just really talking into that, this money idea is that we really are freedom. We are money. We are wealth. We are peace. We are love. We are all of these things. And, I say that time and time again. I have the words, I am tattooed on my arm, and I believe tattooed on my arm. Yet I don't always think about that and remember that. So I just spent time in this meditation just to say the words, I am freedom. I am money. I am peace. I am love. And then to give thanks and gratitude. Thank you for peace. Thank you for love. Thank you. And anyway, first day, 2 hours. It was really cool, actually. That's kind of just what came up. It's really cool. So I'm proud of myself that, I did the first 2 hours, and I'm just really open to what's going to come up. I just really am open to what I'll be receiving. I'm at a place in my life and in my career where it's like, what am I here to do? What is my calling? How am I here to serve? There are certain things about what I do that I certainly love, connecting with people and being with people and help guiding them through changes in their bodies and changes in their lives. And I really love that and feel that that's a huge piece of why I'm here. And I'm just really open to more. It's like, what else is there? What else is there that I'm here to do? And I'm ready to step into that. So I would share this with you with the hope that you take some time for you just to be in quiet. It's a very busy life. Our minds can be very busy, and our minds can really run on. And it's really a gift and a blessing to be able to just take some time to just be there for yourself and be there with yourself without any judgment, without any, and if there is some, okay, let it just come up. Just experience it, and then just be like, okay, and just let it go. Because the more that it comes up, and the more that you have those stories come up, and the more that you just let them go and move through and let them go, the more they're going to dissipate. And you can be open to new, and open to different, and open to even better. All right. Big love to you guys. I'm going to sign off here, and I will see you tomorrow on day 2. Bye for now.